It's about 8:30 in the morning. I was up about 1, which means I cycled all the way around. I believe the first day I was up at 1. I've got the stuff from the last couple of days edited. Big long blog that's saving and then uploading over the next couple of hours. That's how it's going to be sometimes. Some days it'll be 3 minutes, some days it'll be 3 hours. Um, it's You gotta keep in mind that I don't have an audience. I'm not doing this for an audience. I'm not getting a market. It's partly just promotional from my work, and it's partly just biographical, which itself is kind of promotional. I'm making a record of myself largely for just historical reasons. And I think that maybe one day that'll be useful to somebody. So yeah, I'm not responding to you. I'm not trying to make a fan base or make the most interesting videos via some you know contrived criteria. It's just what I'm doing, and that's all there will be is what I'm doing. I meant to eat before I went to sleep last night, so that didn't happen. But I was quite tired. I may start feeling that a little bit later today, but I need to be up because tomorrow's going to be a long day. Um, Possibly even an all-nighter in Detroit. Um, I really don't have any plans today. I'm going to be focusing on the computer. I may eat twice because I didn't eat much yesterday. But don't expect a lot today. Expect a bigger block tomorrow. So it's about 10 o'clock at night. I was up about 9. Today was a wash. I mentioned I'd probably be a little bit tired today from all walking yesterday. Um, and I maybe got my days and my tenses a little bit confusing there. Um, but it was when I went to go get the soy milk. That's when all the walking kind of got to me. I had to go to the second store because the first store still didn't have any. And then I had to haul it all back on my knapsack. So I ended up with like 5 containers of soy milk on my knapsack. So that was a good hour long walk in you know almost 30-degree humidity again, with 15 to 20 pounds worth of liquid on my back. And that knocked me out. Even if it didn't knock me out so much from all the walking yesterday. It's probably compounded. But so yeah, I didn't get anything done today either. All I ended up, by the time I had the videos, uploaded and um, you know, uh, played around a little bit with the cabinet again, just to see some reactions of it. Got something to eat, went to get some milk, and then crashed. For right now, I need to, get a plan together because I'm going to Detroit, kind of out of blind faith with get a door to stay kind of thing. I have plans on what I do when I get stuck there, but I would like to have a plan to get home tonight, tomorrow night, or tonight. These days, things, tenses there. Um, so I have to work that out regarding bus schedules, tickets, and everything. I'm gonna actually go down a little bit early because I'm gonna get some tickets out of the store for this show and for a Skinny Puppy show in a few weeks. Skinny Puppy is one of the most important bands to me ever. I was a humongous Skinny Puppy fan in the late 90s, but I never got a chance to see them, and I might not ever get another chance to see them. So um, I know it's going to be kind of like a half an oldie show and half like new material that is. It's really not terrible. They haven't really done anything terrible. It's just not up to par with their old material. So yeah, I'm going to see the late '80s, early '90s stuff. Um, but I'll sit through the new stuff too. Um, it's a nostalgia show. It's true they haven't really released a great record in a long time. I didn't dislike the last couple. I think that's actually the first one that they did when they came back is the better one of the bunch. Um, but I mean, I can't miss that. I would have considered going. One of the few bands that I would have actually gone a significant distance to see. It never happened, but I might have. Um, so I'm going a little bit early out to, well, it's Ferndale, just a little bit past Ferndale, to get some tickets. I get some shots in there, but I need to make sure I get some batteries. Um, so there's not going to be a lot of vlogging at home for the rest of the evening. Really, I'm just getting something to eat, putting together a schedule, and if I get to it, starting that reinstall finally, which I haven't done, and then I'm out to Ferndale to see Pinkish Black. There's all my milk from my 40-minute walk in 30-degree humidity. I also picked up some a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper because it was $2.50. So together that was, if I assume it's a pound a liter, which is about right. I was looking at about 20 pounds in my backpack. It was. I don't have any footage of it. I didn't bring my camera because I thought I was just going around the corner to store number one. But that's why I fell asleep. It was just a little bit too much on top of the 4 hours yesterday. So it may be clear from this point that I have an Italian background, but I'm actually really pretty mixed up. The Italian is like an eighth on my paternal grandmother's side, although it makes a big part of my food habits from passing down from my grandmother to my father to myself. My father also, on his father's side, had a little bit of Native Indian in him, Cree Indian, but it's mostly kind of pure loin Quebec francophone. Spoke French as a first language. Identified as a francophone his whole life. That's another aspect in the food I will make, which means that something that I'm very fond of is the poutine. Now, this is a little bit of a twist on that, because it's kind of spaghetti poutine, which might again sound revolting, but watch as I do it. The key here is the mushroom soup. That acts as a kind of gravy. It's creamier, which works with the fettuccine. I suppose you could do this with gravy. I think it would be really thin, and like it wouldn't stick to the noodles. It would be like it'd be more like a soup. It'd be like poutine. It'd be like chicken noodle and poutine soup. This actually has more of the feel of actually having a poutine, but with pasta instead of fries. I will make you some poutine one day, although the way I make it might startle you. Okay, so the other ingredient here are green and red peppers, green and orange peppers. I really recommend those rather than. So did I say? My colors are a little bit confused this evening, aren't they? That's yellow, and that's orange. I did pass kindergarten. So it's yellow and orange peppers. I would avoid using the green and red ones, just because they don't have enough flavor. And with the mushrooms, you get a little bit more zest with these ones. So this is the way to do it. The way this is done is really not very complex. I just take it all. The stove has been heating for a few minutes. Actually, I should check to see if it's even hot. This old stove's a little sporadic sometimes. All right, so it's really not complex how I do this. Although I'm gonna make a little bit of a try here and see if this. Hopefully that picks me up. So I'm just dumping the soup right in there. No milk, nothing like that, just soup. Alright. I'll get a little bit of the rest of it out after. Pasta right on top. This is actually going to be a bit of a bigger meal than I thought. That was an accident, actually. Okay, throw the peppers on. And as you can see, I left them kind of stringy rather than diced. Just a little bit better for those kinds of peppers. And then just dump the cheese curds in. And that's really all there is to it. If you're making a bigger batch like this, I might actually suggest 2 cans of soup, and I may actually add another one here after I stir it up a little bit. But that's all there is to it. Just dump it in, stir it up, spin it around, and wait for it to get nice and cheesy. So yeah, I just stuck with the 1 can of soup. It's maybe just a tad less than I'd like, although the real problem was that I put more noodles in than I should have. But if I put another one in, you can see that it would just get right off the bat, right off the wall there. So hopefully this works out well. Check after. And I'm just dumping this right in. Scrape the rest out of that after. But there we go. Poutine spaghetti. Yummy. Actually, I just want to add an end note to this about the mushrooms. I'm not a vegetarian, although I have dabbled in it from time to time. I feel I need the meat to get my iron up. It's not really a debate; it's a scientific reality. I completely avoid any kind of raw meat. You'll never see any raw meat in the house. The only meat I will really eat is deli meat. But I do feel that I do need meat. Maybe other people can get by without it. I find I really need the iron, or I get tired. But if you've ever had a vegan or vegetarian poutine, or really any kind of dish with gravy in it, it's always mushroom based. That's kind of the key way to get around it. So you could maybe call this a vegetarian mushroom poutine pasta. That would be entirely consistent with how vegetarians look at gravy. So I've checked the bus schedule carefully, and I actually think I'll probably get home tonight. But I still need to pack for a possible overnight. So what do I need for an overnight in Ferndale? Well, I need my meds first. Let's get those in there. I need an extra pack of cigarettes. That's actually functional, because if I end up up all night, the nicotine is a strong stimulant. I need my glasses, which I will wear. It's also functional if I'm out late. I need a book. This is Neuromancer, the classic Gibson. Which I actually took in a course a few years ago, but the prof skipped it, and I ended up skipping it. I need some cash, put that in my pocket. I need my border documents. I need my flip phone, which I use as a clock. I need bus tickets for the tunnel bus, headphones, and my MP3 player, which is charging. And this is actually it's a headphone. It's actually the case for those headphones. But I'm using it as a camera case, along with extra batteries, and I've got a few more charging. They probably won't be done by the time I leave, but they'll be better. I need a bus schedule, so that I know. As long as I'm out of there by about 11:30, I should be able to catch the last bus back. And I'm going to see the opening band tonight. I think I probably will catch the opening band and probably a good chunk of that set as well. Um, I got $1 for coffee, a couple of dollars, although I'll need for the show and pocket change. Although I think I'll need to stop at the bank machine on the way there. And the addition is the camera. That's the new ad. Oh, and one other thing. I'm also going to need to bring an extra sweater because while it is still quite nice out, it has cooled down a bit, and it's going to cool down overnight. That's what I need. I don't think I'm going to use much. Well, I will use most of this, really, besides the sweater. I'll probably wait till I take home to take my meds. But that's what I would need for the night if I was going to get stuck there, and I still might. You never know. So unfortunately, I nodded off this afternoon. I just sat down for a few minutes and I just kind of passed out. That's the other part of not having a schedule, is that sometimes you just sleep when you don't want to. But I mean, if my body told me to sleep, my body told me to sleep. I'm awake now. I'm feeling good. But in order for me to catch the bus out to the record shop where I would have picked up the ticket for this and for the Teeny Puppy show next week, I would have had to have gotten to the record shop by 8, and that's not going to happen. I would have had to catch the express bus in Detroit at 6, and it's 5:30 now. So instead, I'm just going to go right to the show, which means I'm not going to get any shots in of walking up Ferndale to Rail Oak and back, but it would have been dark anyways. I don't think I would have got much. But I'm out now, and my hands are going to be full because I'm going to need to get a sandwich on the way there too. And I'm going to be more concerned about keeping the batteries for later. Maybe I'll get some shots in of Detroit, but the express bus I would have been a little bit more comfortable with taking my camera out. I'm going to be a little less comfortable about that on the regular bus, although I do kind of want to get some shots of the regular Detroit bus in as well. That's kind of the point of this. You're used to watching vlogs of people taking Uber. Now I'm taking the fucking bus in Detroit. We'll see how that works out. I'm sure I'll get some shots in. I don't know how much, and it'll be entirely depending on how comfortable I feel, and it might not be much, but we'll see. Running very late, stuck behind not one but 2 fucking Gray Line buses. It's going to be close in terms of timing. They won't even let you walk out. Like, you're stuck sitting on a bus. You gotta wait for everybody to come through. It's a horribly inefficient system. So I am actually on the bus in Detroit. I would normally get on at Rosa Parks, but I'm actually not sure if this bus goes through Rosa Parks on weekdays. I know it does on the weekends. So I caught it at the first stop, first one on here. The scary buses in Detroit, they can be a little scary, but they're not that scary. We'll find out just how scary it gets. Let's see how much of Detroit I can get here. That's Woodward. We'll find our way on there eventually. what we're doing is we're taking somewhat of a detour around here because of the construction on Woodward. They're putting in a rail line right up the main street. Coming up. So it's 20 after 8. I'm coming out of the State Fair Transit Center in Detroit. It's where the city buses stopped and the suburban buses end. It's certainly not the end of Detroit, but it's the end of Detroit proper, one could say. So that way is Metro Detroit. That way is the suburbs of Detroit. I got about a 20-minute walk to the venue. Doors were at 8. Presumably the band's around 9. I should be okay unless they start playing at doors, which is unusual. I believe that these lights up here are 8th Mile Road, and I'm going most of the way to 9th Mile Road. So it's a good metric of how far I am from the river, how long I was on the bus. I'm past rush hour. I normally would come down on rush hour, so it was a bit better time today than I would normally do. But it was still about a 40-minute bus ride. I turned the camera off last time right before I got to Rosa Parks, which is the downtown transit center in Detroit. I saw people getting on, and I just thought, you know, turn it off just in case. It would have been fine, except that it got dark because we went up Cass, and like it would have been pointless. Like I said, I got about a 20-minute walk here. It's gotten quite windy, so I'm just gonna turn this off, enjoy my coffee, and go. So I'm at the Loving Touch in Ferndale. This is where I stack my bag. You probably cannot see it when I'm moshing. Tonight's not going to be a moshing night. I guess when you get some light you can see a little bit more. Decent little bar out just past the city limits in Detroit. It's a setup for Pinkish Black. Not a lot to say till the show starts. Actually, I did want to say something. The beer here is not cheap, but it's good. There's a microbrewery. In fact, I think the place is owned by the microbrewery next door. This is a raspberry blonde. It's a $5 beer, but it's quite tasty. So that's kind of a benefit to this place. You're not gonna get your cheap PBRs here, but they are quite tasty beers. So as expected, I'm going to make the bus very easily tonight. I actually managed to catch the entire zombie set. I didn't get any shots of it. I wasn't expecting a lot actually from them. I fully expected to leave halfway through the set. It's just that it was an earlier night than I thought. I'll wait and I'll do a review later. Right now, I'm walking through Ferndale with a nice sweet spot of the newest full-length Aphex record anyways. Cyro. And it's feeling pretty good actually. It's a little cool, not bad with a brisk walk. And I am going to make it home tonight, which I'm excited about. This is the first Ferndale show that I've been able to make it home from without having to camp out, so let's hope that works out. I'm heading back to the State Fairgrounds. There's not a lot here really to show. And I'm gonna want to turn it off definitely before I get there. First time I've been at the state fairgrounds at this time of night too, so we'll see how that goes. I've got a way home tonight. I'm excited. That'll be it probably till I get back home. This is an intersection that you really want to be wary of. Jefferson and as downtown Detroit as you can get, it's one of the most dangerous street crossings I could possibly imagine. You've got people coming, spinning around every which way. The lights don't work right. It's just about the craziest spot I can imagine. But when I'm here, it means that I'm almost. It doesn't almost mean anything. It certainly means that I'm almost at the bus stop. I have no idea where those go. I presume there's like some kind of like secret network under here or something. Not sure if it's a public secret network or if it's a bureaucratic secret network, but I am quite sure there's some sort of secret network here. So this is like the big buildings in Detroit, the hotels or something. Been through that, or I've stood there and watched these hotels repeatedly. So there you go. Appears to be some kind of a walkway over the road connecting something or other. Haven't the clue, slightest clue really. My understanding is there's a rule that says the last bus can't leave until the last bus time, so I am going to be catching the last bus. I'm here about 15 minutes early at least, so there's no chance that I'll miss it. There's the stuff across the street again. And here's the place where we turn at the church. The Mariners Church, apparently. I can imagine the fish meme gets a little tired at the Mariners Church. Sermon about the fish and the loaves again. But here I go into this little enclave here. If we were moving by car, we would go through there, but we're not, so we go to the bus stop instead. The bus will stop right here, right before customs. We'll go through the tunnel, clear Canadian customs, and then we're home. So I'm back in Canada at the country's most important institution, the Tim Hortons, to get a coffee. And I think I'll probably grab a pizza on the way home. I think I'm early enough I should be able to catch the actual pizza place rather than the 7-Eleven. That's not bad timing. I did get me some pizza. Um, you might have guessed that I go with the. This is pepperoni, um, pineapple, and green olives. It's actually 2 out of the 3 of the preferred toppings. Um, I would actually prefer to go generally with bacon over pepperoni, but that particular place has those little gross little bacon things as opposed to actual bacon. Um, I suppose I could invest the time in finding somewhere that has bacon that's on a walkable distance, but pepperoni's good enough. Rest of the night, I'm gonna be editing. I'll do a show review after I get something to eat. And after I actually write it out, I want to make sure that I'm writing them out. I'm going to do a write-up for the last for show as well, just because I want to get in the habit of doing that. In addition to the vlog, I've been writing show reviews for years, so I kind of want to keep that going, and I don't want the vlog to supersede it. That's it. Often when I come home after a show, mildly inebriated, I actually end up more awake, partly because I end up drinking a lot of coffee. So I could actually be up for quite a bit longer. That's how this tends to work. I'm not the go to the show, fall asleep type. I'm more the go to the show, have a few beers, and whatever else, and then be up for 8 hours kind of type. So I might get a start on the reinstall finally. If not, then that's the focus for tomorrow. And I besides the vlog, I'm up for the night. I couldn't have, could I? But I did. um, so how was the show? I found that Pinkish Black were the material was a little bit different than exists on record. So some of it was a little bit unfamiliar sounding. The drums seemed to be a little bit more expressive, but expressive in a weird way. It was like expressive in a psychotic way. Like one talks about expressive drums, they're going to mean a lot of like fills and stuff. It wasn't. It was less like that. It was more like it was simple repeated patterns, but done so in strange timings and with heavy dynamics. So like the expression came in the volume and in the syncopation rather than in the complexity. The complexity was actually quite basic. And it really took the songs in strange directions, making it sound kind of schizophrenic almost, as though it was exploring some kind of mental illness. That was combined with synth parts and vocals as well that were mixed low relative to the drums, which really gave the drums an extra emphasis. So the result was that what is normally a spooky kind of new wave band. I mean, like a doom prog, right? So it's got this like dark kind of like goth feel, but it's basically like a new wave pop band, right? It took that and it converted it into some kind of like something that's more in the same sphere, something like Swans or Skinny Puppy even. Just in all of the just dark sparseness of it. Yeah, I'm thinking of a track like Uranus Cancelled, which is on the Brap CD, or one of the darker, more connecting passages on Soundtracks for the Blind. Which, like I say, it wasn't at all what I was expecting. I'm not sure how I feel about it because it didn't really. It wasn't really fully developed. A lot of the songs are kind of short. But I mean, if this is where they're pivoting to, I didn't hear a lot of sign of it in what little I've heard of their new record. But it certainly sounds like a different path that would be interesting to head down. Considering that they've been moving actually in the opposite direction, they're becoming more and more poppy. But then again, I don't know how much of this was just live performance and how much of it is actually some kind of a stylistic shift. Um, I didn't know how long I'd stay for Zombie. I ended up staying for the whole thing, although I didn't get any footage. I was feeling a little bit floaty, let's say, um, and I didn't really want to drop my camera. So I decided it was better just leave it in my bag. On top of that, I really wasn't impressed. I mean, the drummer is talented from a technical standpoint. He did a good Phil Collins impersonation. He did a good Neil Peart impersonation, and he did a little bit of his own stuff as well, if it wasn't particularly idiosyncratic. Um, but the other person in the band, a lot of it was very terse post rock, completely predictable. Um, just bass repetition, no interesting dynamics. And the sort of bland songwriting or bland compositional skills were combined with the worst of piddly 70s prog aesthetics. Um, like Yes goes post rock. It's a bad combination. And like I say, I was not expecting much. I was expecting to leave, but they finished before I had to leave, so I got to see the whole thing. Um, I don't. I didn't hear anything. I mean, I could see maybe if the drummer was to leave and do something else, um, it's possible that he might start something interesting. But that combination, it was when it wasn't boring, it was just like almost like a joke. It was like satirical, almost self satirical. Um, it came off more as like a parody of a prog band. And just because a lot of the references, especially the drums, were so obvious, it was like like this sounds like the day Phil Collins' dog died. You know, just because the drumming was so obviously drawn so heavily from Collins's work, and then the music was like some like dark, not even dark, just like mopey post rock thing, right? And it did. It sounded like a depressed Phil Collins, because his dog died or his favorite pen went dead or something. It's just something like that, right? Um, so I wouldn't recommend that. Pinkish Black, I think this is the first time I've seen them. I don't know how long they've been doing this. Very different than the records thing. I would say get a chance to see them, especially if you're familiar with the records. Get a chance to see them soon because what I saw last night was, or the sorry, it is. I am in the morning of Saturday, so it was last night. What I saw was very unexpected, and who knows how long that'll last. It's something to get to see if you haven't seen them and you do like them because it was strange. Um, just editing for the rest of the night. I'll do some writing as well, but I'm done. Later.